miles away, the townspeople of Beauvais want to build their own stone skyscraper, bigger and more beautiful than their neighbor.
We're seeing the most beautiful cathedral Gothic. This building takes off like a rocket ship.
But Beauvais's height comes at a cost. High above these churchgoers are modern braces that may be the only thing keeping the cathedral from collapsing. An unsettling reminder of a medieval disaster.
On Ascension Day in 1573, there was a service being celebrated in the church. Stones began to fall. There was a solemn procession taking place. The clergy slowly began to speed up their pace. They ended up rushing out of the cathedral in a cloud of dust.
Miraculously, the only injury was a broken arm. But this wasn't the first time the church collapsed. During construction in 1284, part of the ribbed vaulted ceiling, 12 stories high, came crashing down. The building's columns, or piers, continue to be plagued by structural problems to this day.
An unstable pier, an overhang, the pier is buckling to the west. These are incredibly slender. This is very, very thick. This is a recipe for disaster.
And Beauvais wasn't the only town courting disaster. Regional rivalry drove many Gothic builders to ever more dangerous heights. Some experts suspect they were motivated by something beyond earthly bragging rights. For hidden within the dimensions of the greatest cathedrals may be a secret mathematical code that could provide the answer. At Notre Dame of Paris, perhaps the best-known Gothic cathedral, Stéphane van Lieferinge, a physicist-turned-art historian, uses a laser scanner to investigate. He measures the height of the church's two levels. Each measures 32.8 feet. But medieval builders used a different unit of measurement.
If you translate it in royal feet, which is the medieval unit, then that would be about 30 royal feet for the lower level and 30 royal feet for the higher level.
The combined height is 60 royal feet. These figures, 30 and 60, are strangely familiar to Van Lieferinge. At one of France's oldest libraries, the Bibliothèque Mazarin, he searches a medieval book written by the priest in charge of building Notre Dame.
What we have here is a manuscript from the turn of the 12th century, which was composed by the Chancellor of Notre Dame, Peter Comester.
Called the Historia Scholastica, the priest wrote this book during the cathedral's construction. He fixates on a passage in the Old Testament, a detailed description of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem, which the Bible refers to as God's house on earth. Here, Van Lieferinge finds an intriguing clue.
In altitudine reginta cubitus habebat, usque primum tabulatum.
This manuscript reveals that to the builders of Notre Dame, the dimensions of Solomon's temple were profoundly important. 30 cubits to the first level and 60 cubits to the second level. These numbers are built into Notre Dame.
So, an interesting correspondence here, a very intriguing correspondence here.
Are these numbers purely coincidence, or did medieval builders intentionally encode sacred numbers from the Bible into their cathedrals? Just southwest of Paris, clues are embedded in the crown jewel of Gothic architecture, Chartres Cathedral. The stained glass here, most of it 800 years old, is world famous. But Chartres has Bible stories etched not only in light, but also in stone. These intricate exterior statues are staples of Gothic cathedrals. finishing flourishes that took dozens of carvers